Okay.
So anyway, so
wrapping that up.
So we have that.
Exactly.
So all that's going on. When Brett Ratner was announced as the director, it was the kind of thing that everyone knew where we were going with this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was a money-making guy, but he kind of had the reputation of being more of a hired gun.
Mm-hmm.
A competent director.
Very competent.
He can do it.
But he'll do whatever the studio
But also,
wants.
he's one that seems to, based on what has been seen, he seems to lack a significant artistic style of his own,
or any artistic integrity.
He seems to just whatever he does. He makes stuff competently.
He will do as he's told to make his paycheck.
But there's nothing that has like, you don't really sense anything like that's a Brett Ratner shot. It's really, it's not like that's a Coppola shot, or that's a Scorsese shot, or that's a Spielberg shot, or that's a typical this, or I mean, not that he has to be as good as those people.
Well, he has no moment of his own. There's no signature.
As a filmmaker, so it's that kind of thing. I guess.
His reputation.
I don't want to. This is nothing personal. It's just
like
I don't want to go off it. I don't, because I have nothing against the guy, and again, I don't want to burn any bridges here. It's just I'm just talking. You're the one. She's the one that's going off here on this whole thing. I'm trying to be civil about this.
I'm not being uncivil. I'm simply giving my opinion of what kind of director I think Brett Ratner is.
And meanwhile, I'm standing right next to her.
I watch his movies. I watch plenty of the movies that he's made. I went to watch both Rush Hours. No, all 3 Rush Hours, and I saw X3, and I own those movies. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying he's a bad director. I'm just saying he pretty much do whatever the studio wants, and if that's what he wants to do, it makes him plenty of money, it gets him plenty of work. Then good for him. I mean, who's to say? I mean, that's why anybody does anything. At the end of the day, is to make money, right? So that's the way he is. That's the way he is. I just don't think he was the right person to handle such sensitive material that I have such a stake in, that I care so much about. I don't want a hired gun. I want someone with passion, with artistic integrity and vision, who's going to do their own thing and not just say whatever the studio wants them to do, because I know at this point the studio is only making this movie out of spite. So that, plus a director who has no artistic integrity of his own, and there you go, and you get X3. That's how it happened. And let's face it, X3 was not a good movie. It was very disappointing, especially as the end of a trilogy.
It made money, and that's, to studios, that's the bottom line. But a lot of that had to do with, I think, the build-up and anticipation of the first 2 movies.
Yeah, exactly.
From the other movies, everyone was like, "Oh, the end. Let's see how it all turns out." And a lot of it came from that opening weekend. That counted for a lot of the gross.
We stood in line for it.
There was it still made a decent amount. Made
a
decent amount afterwards, but still, yeah, it made the most of any of the X-Men movies. But again, I think a lot of that had to do with that. And some people enjoyed it for what it was worth. Of people saying, like, if you were to try to make the Phoenix Saga in the real world, how would it work? Because I mean, in the comics, you have them on the moon, and there's all sorts of the aliens races being involved, so it kind of makes sense to try to streamline things in a fairly realistic way. It makes sense.
That's
but
fine.
At the same time, it's just
as realistic as the X-Men to be.
It really lost. It really seemed to lose its way. It
lost its heart. It felt like it became generic.
It seemed like, because they had certain issues going on. You had the idea of, like, the Cure, which was brought up in Astonishing X-Men. That whole storyline. You got the Phoenix Saga, and
which was clumsily
and you got with Magneto and everything, so you've got things going on. Yet at the same that they could go with, and I think Roger Ebert said it. He gave it like 3 stars. The movie. And he said it's a good movie. But according to him, he said, but with all of these other deeper things you could go for that you have lying around, why not go for them? Why do you just choose to become an action movie? Why gloss over those? Why go for these,
like you said,
just a standard action stuff?
Generic.
There's nothing. It becomes like doesn't feel like there's as much behind it as there were the first 2.
You know what? I think it was around the time of this movie, some studio head, I don't know if it's Fox, you can you know better than me who it was. I don't remember. Some studio producer head said, "Well, who cares about the fans? We already got their money." Who was that? Who said that? You remember?
Oh yeah.
Was that the head of Fox?
Someone was heard to say. I don't know how they heard this, but someone, I guess, apparently overheard Tom Rothman saying something like, we make these movies for the fans, and they said something like, "F the fans, we've already got their money."
Exactly. Like, they're going to see it anyway. Which seems like kind of what happened here. I mean, not purposely, that wasn't, I'm not saying that was the way they felt, but it feels like that. Was that the head of Fox?
The Fox Film.
Fox Film.
He's the chairman, I think, or something
of Fox. I mean, he actually said, "Well, F the fans, screw the fans. We already got their money. You know, they're going to see it no matter what kind of piece of crap it is. I don't care about that. We care about the people who aren't fans." And that really hurt, you know.
So that was a big mistake to say whoever made that quote, but hilarious. They wrote that. Like, I don't know. Well, I don't know if he did say it or not. That's the thing. It's attributed to him. Yeah. But I really don't know.
It was a piece of news that came out around that time.
I read it on Ain't It Cool. Okay, Ain't It Cool News. And I don't know what the source was. I don't know what the thing was. And I'm not trying to spread rumors here. But this is just something. It's just what I read. And it might not be true. I don't know. But I certainly don't want to...
But at the time, I'm just saying,
I certainly don't want Tom Rothman or Fox on my ass. Of course not. I'm not trying to tell tales out of school here.
No, but it was on Ain't It Cool.
But it wasn't Ain't It Cool, and it was, I mean, not, who knows if it's true or not. But
all I'm saying is at the time, it felt
that was the way that they were treating it.
They might as well have said it with X3. They might have felt that way.
Rothman has said in an interview recently, he says, "I assure you that the X-Men is our crown jewel franchise." That's what he called it. Now,
just like all their other crown jewel franchises?
I don't know. But there's not. No. It's not so much that we hate Fox. I mean, I think Fox has a lot of potential. They got a lot of great franchises.
My favorite show is on Fox.
And Fox Movies is different from Fox Television or Fox News.
Or Fox News, yeah.
Or those are all completely different. They're really separate from each other.
I freaking love the X-Files. It's my favorite show ever. And FX, which is also a part of Fox. So. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not. So it's not.
It's Fox Studios.
Nothing against
the movie division. Yeah. They have put out, some. They have put out some really good movies, but they have put out some, maybe material that's a little substandard. And they don't
have the best, track record these days as far as like last year was kind of tough for them. They didn't. I don't think they had a really out there film hit it big during that time. Warner Brothers had The Dark Knight. Marvel and Paramount had Iron Man.
They had the
and
X-Files,
Indiana Jones,
which didn't really.
And Fox, I think they were counting on something like partly like X-Files, and I think they might have had some other stuff out there too. I can't remember at the moment, but it was something that kind of.
Fox is hurting for a hit. They need a hit.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping X-Men Origins Wolverine will be that for them and be a good movie for us. One more time, I'd just like to say before time runs out on this one that first of all, Friday, 11 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. Eastern, we will be here with an added live chat to specifically talk about X-Men Origins Wolverine. Be here if you've seen it, because there will be spoilers. And also, for those of you who stayed with us know there's a bunch of crap that happened to us on YouTube today, which could be why we're a little short-tempered. But we will hopefully, he is too. We will hopefully have videos for you very soon. Hopefully have videos for you very, very soon.
Hopefully so.
We meant to put one out today. We did, and it didn't work out. We had to pull it. Hopefully you'll see that and much more by tomorrow. Hopefully, if everything gets straightened out. Yeah. So yeah, it's we're hoping that Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine will be a lot of fun. Yes. We hope so. We don't know. It's a new director. It's we'll see. I don't know what to. It's a brand new director, new slate. We'll think about it. And we try not to listen to the illegally obtained buzz. Try not to. Positive or negative. We're trying to keep an open mind and go in there and try to have fun and
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Hopefully it'll be good.
And we'll see you then.